Welcome to zenafpod podcast. We are back live in front of your naked, steaming eyes. We are here. You can actually see us now if you watch us on YouTube. We're going back to video. So, hi, Wayne.
Hi, buddy. Listen, this isn't going to be my backdrop when we officially go to video. However, I forgot about that. So I just set up this way because today's Thursday and we're recording on a Thursday. We release on a Monday. Every Monday we have a new episode, but it's a Thursday and it's the one Thursday a month before I go back to work. And so Kelly doesn't stay here. She goes home. My daughter goes back to her mom's. And I basically just smoke a joint and drink a beer, and I'm naked from the waist down right now until tomorrow morning.
This is officially on camera. This episode will be up on YouTube on camera.
Yeah. As long as I've got to edit it, so as long as I don't screw it up too bad, then yeah, it'll be on camera. I'm itching my nose. I'm itching my nose like a cokehead right now. And it's not.
So you've been busy. You've had some busy days.
Not with cocaine. I've never actually tried cocaine, but there's a cat here and I'm allergic to the cat, but I love the cat so much.
Oh, yeah.
So
they call that allergies. That's scientific. Pet dander is what they call that. Pet dander.
Listen,
it's also a weird name. I mean, it's weird. Pet dander. It just sounds weird. It sounds like a flower. I don't know.
What's up with just to previsis? Is that the word? Previsis?
Previsis, yeah.
Previsis. I've never actually said it.
Well, Previcid is for heartburn.
Oh, well, I mean, like to go to talk about something, like, or I previsis.
Let's prevace this.
No, I think that's Spanish for fellatio.
I don't know.
Hola.
I don't know what.
Hola, senor. Prevesa all over my face. No.
Whoa.
Calm down. No,
dude.
I have a question, and you're a well-oiled machine in the entertainment business. That's
certain. Well, okay.
That's what he wrote down for me to say. Say I'm a well-oiled machine for the entertainment business.
How are you reading that off the palm of your hand when it's so hairy? How do you get through the hair onto the?
You know what? I'm glad you asked that because I have a question for you. Why the fuck in my second audition for Petro-Canada did they ask to see the front and the backs of my hands? And then why on top of it did your audition people say, I want to see a full body shot? What are we getting into?
So that is getting into shit. I've been into it forever. So basically back in the day before the pandemic, when you went to an audition, they saw you in the flesh. Like they could see you, how tall you were, how short you were, whatever. And now, because everything is self-tape, after you do your audition, which is usually sitting down mid-chest to the top of the head is what they want framed, they want to see you standing there so they get a gist of what you look like. Are you skinny? Are you fat? Are you muscular? Are you are you in a wheelchair? You know what I mean? So that kind of stuff.
First, if I was in a wheelchair, I'd be like strictly wheelchair parts. I can't play a standing person.
Unless they hung you up to some kind of cable and just kind of like a puppet.
What was that movie? What was that movie where they drugged the dead guy around? Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
I love that movie, dude. That was such a good movie.
Such a good movie.
Oh my God. I've been busy as fuck, Wayne.
I know you have. You've also been busy writing music. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a rare occasion. So sometimes Alex sends me things and they're messages that disappear. But when I know they're going to be good, I screen record them because...
did not know that.
Yeah, did not know that, knows that now. And this is a new game we're playing because it's on camera. So I'm going to try something. For the audio, I'm just going to let you listen to it. But for the video, I'm going to cut to this clip that I saved for moments like today So
That
sometimes
wasn't when I was on the shitter, is it?
Alex and I like to send each other videos, and in those videos we like to say things and do things that we wouldn't generally do in public. But on occasion Alex sings to me.
That's true-ish.
And about a week ago, Alex sent me a song, and I just want to know, and I would love you guys to write in the
I don't even know
reviews
what's happening right now.
or comment on here, comment in the comment section what you think this means. And if you know Alex and my relationship, you will understand this, and if you don't, you will wish you did.
You got a way about you, Wayne. You got a way about you. Don't know what it is, but I know I'm gonna be inside you any day. Ooh. It's perfect harmony. I'm ready for the big time.
That's the best thing that this podcast has ever come up with. Like, dude, like that's the best thing that's ever happened on this podcast. I mean, that's the fucking best thing. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know I had no fucking clue that he was going to do that. I had no clue. So I'm a little like, that's the best thing that's ever happened.
So when you sent that to me, I made a TikTok, but Kelly wouldn't let me post it because she's like, does Alex want this on the internets? And I'm like, I'm not quite sure. So I won't, because he could suck the life right out of me. He wouldn't come here to do it because he's never going to come to Canada to visit me. But anyways, so that's saved to my TikTok drafts, and I watch that all the time.
You can post it. I want you to post it.
Not now. Not now.
Well, you got to post it, man. So here's something interesting bringing up TikTok. So I started this thing called This Just In. And at first it was just kind of like, oh, I'm just going to try this thing and see what happens or whatever. And now I'm loving it so much. I just love doing it because, it's political, but I kind of make jokes and I kind of make fun of these people on the right. But the funniest part about it is that there are literally people writing me going, don't ever stop this. Keep doing it. It's the best. I look forward to it every fucking day. Like, just like, okay, all right. So it's just ridiculous, though. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous.
It's not, though, and that's exactly how Good Morning Assholes started. When you're a creative person, I watched this guy named Gary V, just a snippet out of one of his videos, and Gary V was talking about creators and people on the internet, on YouTube, and people that want to become influencers or they want to be known creators of content, which you and I are. We just like to be. We don't give a shit about, we're not trying to be influencers. We just literally like to make people fucking laugh. So he talked about, he says, you need a niche. Some of you don't have a niche. Some of you should leave this conference right now and you shouldn't create at all. But like you, and this is now your niche. You found a fun way to vent about the shit that is on your mind. The exact same thing that I did.
It's just fucking fun. And the funniest part about it is I post those videos on Instagram. I post them on Twitter, whatever. The only place that I get love for that stuff is TikTok. It's like the other places are just kind of like, this is mine. But TikTok, for some reason, loves it.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is how Alex and I can transition from wonky to right serious action. I'm just kidding. I didn't need to say the action part. No, serious question.
Now we're all over the board, man. What's the question? Go ahead.
Narcissism.
Yes.
I always seem to come across, you talk about people creating content and the internet, and like you go through, you get in these algorithms where, mental health is the forefront, or sports is one, or build a DIY. But I've ended up on Narcissist TikTok. So the algorithm is pushing me a bunch of stuff about being a narcissist and
wait, what?
Yeah. Like people going five things you need to know you know, when you're with a narcissist, or how to detect a narcissist. I've just come across these, you know, how a while ago you came across just shitty content for a while.
Oh yeah, just shit. Yeah.
And I'm not saying that their content is shit, even though I just said it is shit. But what I don't understand, and I'm asking because you know, I'm a huge advocate for just no bullshit in the world and just kindness. But I find that it's often women saying men are narcissists, and men have taken on this this word, this diagnosis, and we are being swallowed up by you know, this stereotype of every man that's not healed is a narcissist, you know, or when I
Okay.
and the reason I ask that, and this is a super vulnerable thing to say, but I'm not going to hold it in any longer. I was with a narcissist. My longest relationship, the one person that I was with was a narcissist, but yet I can't say that because how dare you call, you know, a woman a narcissist, because only men are narcissists, and I've been told that.
Oh, that's not true, man. I've met women that were, phew, I was like, holy shit. You know what I mean? Like there's some. Hey, look, I think any kind of mental distress or whatever reason someone would become a narcissistic personality, that goes on both sides, man. That is both genders. That is just that is not specifically just men, man. No way, right? I mean, you don't believe that, right?
No, I don't believe that. I also I believe that, you know, the term narcissism and gaslight. You just starred in a play called The Gaslight House. You know,
Yeah.
um,
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of those terms could be summed up as a miscalculation of chemistry. Two people that should not be together probably
Mhm.
bring out the worst in each other, you know, and that will
Mhm.
always carry on and carry on. And because I was asked last night, we went to see a friend of ours sing, a wonderful singer. Her name's Melissa Payne. She's a very close friend to Kelly, and so we went out last night, and I ran into a friend of mine, and she goes, "You know, you and Kelly, you're in love. It's so nice to see." I said, "Yeah." She goes, "What's the secret?" And I'm not somebody who believes in secrets or should even be talking about it. But for some reason, I looked at her and I said, I think the secret is that we will never talk down to each other because we've never talked down to each other. So we've created this routine within us to always speak to each other at the same level and not talk down to one another. And
With respect.
with respect, and because, and I think
Yeah.
I learned that a big part, and I'm sorry it's mostly my voice right now, but um I learned a lot of that from you, and I learned a lot of that from Mo and or Maureen,
Yeah.
and it's truly just two people that are chemically supposed to be together no matter what happens or how much of an idiot one is sometimes or whatever. It's just two people are meant to be together, and if they're not meant to be together, that's when, you know, the narcissistic tendencies come out.
Yeah, man, you're hitting it on the head. So you're saying that the longest relationship you were in, you are realizing now that this woman might have been a narcissist or is, right?
Yeah,
You're saying?
yeah, I'm saying that, yeah, I'm saying that it's my ex-wife, you know, like, and I
Yeah,
don't, and she's not malicious about it, but she is, and I'm not going to air my that kind of dirty
I
laundry on
get
this
it.
podcast, but
Yeah.
you know, there's definitely years where I felt all the guilt, but the more I heal and the better, you know, you know, the happier I get, I can see more, you know, because their energy is the same.
Well,
So
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this with a big loving heart. Okay. This is something that I've learned, and I'm sure I've said it before to you, even maybe even on this podcast. Here it is. My first marriage taught me what I didn't want in a relationship. That was the gift, and I have to look at it like this. That was the gift Not the only gift. It gave me two gorgeous children that are fucking phenomenal. My kids are phenomenal. But the relationship itself literally showed me what I do not want in a relationship. All the things. I mean, you know, I'll say this from my side of the story, it was exhausting, uh, filled with anger, um, uh, betrayal. I mean, there is a list, and I will never get into specifics, about this, but there was a lot of shit. And can I say, yeah, she was, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if she's a narcissist. I don't know if she's, bipolar. I don't know if she's maybe got fucking, if she's a sociopath. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm with you on that, man. I'm wholeheartedly with you on that. And we take these things and we learn. We learn from these things that we did. Now, again, I hope for her that she finds love and gets into a relationship where it's a good thing. I do. I have. So, but again, we learn, man. That's a learning experience, and that's a gift.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I think gift is. I think all of the things that we go through, positive, negative, and neutral. There's a silver lining, but behind everything, and I don't, like there's no. I remember being on a date years ago, and I was talking to this girl, and she goes, why did your relationship end? Your last relationship end? And I said, I don't care. And
Yeah.
she was so taken aback by that. And she goes, what is that supposed to mean? I said, I don't care. I said, the only thing that I care about is that I don't make the same mistakes I made ever again.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that
Yeah.
she thinks the same thing, but I don't care. I don't want it back. I just want to make sure I'm better,
Yeah. And I want to say something on top of this. This is a great conversation. I actually love talking about stuff like this. I've had friends throughout my life that would be in a relationship, and I'm talking more specifically, well, no, both genders, male and female friends, that I've seen in horrible relationships, right? But everyone else can see it but them. So they're in the relationship. Everyone around them is like, what the fuck? These two are horrible together. Like they fight. They're rude to each other. There's no respect, whatever. And then the worst part is when they do realize they get out of the relationship and then they wind up with someone just like the other person. It's almost like they're addicted to I don't know if it's called stress or almost like it's almost like an abusive relationship. I've never seen anything physical with any of my friends. I mean, I know it's out there, but I haven't seen really physical abusive relationships close to me, but mental, some kind could be worse. You know what I mean?
So I am a firm believer, like to the fibers of my soul, that the energy you put out there, you will get in return. So when I was going through my divorce and I was trying to figure out why I was so, the term is dismissive, and I was so afraid of abandonment or whatever, all the things that I had to work on relationship wise, which I'm slowly finding out that it just means you haven't met the person yet.
I'll tell you, man, I love this conversation we're having, dude. So there was a time when I was young that I never wanted to be the jealous type, right? I never wanted to, and I didn't condone it, like for even my friends, even my male friends, especially. Um, but and I wasn't when I originally, officially started dating, quote unquote, when I was younger, my teens, late teens. Um, I wasn't at first, right? But then you start once you realize that the person you're with might be doing things behind your back or whatever, and then you learn that it's true. It can become something to set your brain up for future relationships. So that one's now done. Now you get with someone else. And what we tend to forget is that the person you're now with is not the person you were with before, but we can put some projection onto them of what we were just in, right? So, for instance, when I got so I am not a jealous person anymore. I'm not. My wife can go do what she wants to do. I don't really question it at all. Like, go do you, and she's the same with me. She's like, yeah, go out with your friends. I don't give a fuck. But when I first got with my wife, I still had damage done in mentally from the marriage I was just in. And it took me a while to, and not saying that I was, controlling, because I never have been like that with women. But I was in my head going, oh, so, I was nervous. I was anxious. I got jealous. And then of course, after a couple of years it dissipated, but I did, man. I put myself through the ringer because I might not have even been verbalizing all this stuff I was feeling to her because I didn't want to make her feel uncomfortable or whatever. So I was keeping it kind of inside. And we have discussed it, but I brought into this relationship I'm in now, at first, some of the damage from the last one I was in.
Yeah, of course you did, man. An unhealed brain, and that's kind of where I was going with the whole, this attachment theory, the way they broke it down. And I just look at it like, when we go through something that didn't end up favorably, or the way it was thought that, or the way you thought it was going to end, when we go through that, and our brain has those traumas, then, like you said, when you get into a new relationship, there's those triggers from your past, and you got to kind of say, I used to always say to people, tell somebody. All you have to do is say something. Hey, listen, man, there are things about me that I do want you to know when the time is right, but right now I'm still trying to work through them. So if I seem distant, or if I seem, a little bit perturbed or pissed off, then let me know. And that's a boundary, man. If you can say that to any human being, that, hey, listen, I'm fucking fragile. And I might seem like I'm the jealous type, or I might seem that but I just went through this thing. And sometimes those, the other person can go, okay, well, that works for me, or no, that doesn't work for me. And we've given them the choice. But most of the time they say, fuck, thank you, I'm going through something too. And it's just level playing field when you come to the table and you just lay it all the fuck out. But some people you don't want to lay it out to. Some people aren't worthy of that information, and that's
true.
And the few people that are worth, that's why we don't do that to everybody. I'm sick and tired of people saying, I wear my heart on my sleeve. No, you don't. You only love unconditionally a few times in your life. This is the first time I've ever loved somebody unconditionally. I'm not saying I'm not going to screw up. I'm not saying any of that stuff. But what I'm saying is that this person, just like Maureen, you didn't have to worry about what happened when you laid it on the table. And that's why she understands you, and that's why she's there for you when you're in a rut, and you're there for her when she's in a rut, because you're not judging each other or wondering why they're not looking after you, because all you want to do is love your fucking person. That is the secret. I believe that narcissism and gaslighting is a thing, but more on a sociopathic level. Yeah. I don't believe that two people that have gone into a relationship with good intentions ever are narcissists or gaslighters. They're just fucking hurt human beings that shouldn't be with you.
Yes, you said narcissist a couple times there, and I want to say something about the narcissists in my life. They can't have relationships, real relationships. So a textbook narcissist, someone with that much thought about themselves, right? And how other people perceive them, can't be in a relationship. They can't. They can try it, and they might have people put up with them for a while, maybe a long while, who knows? But really, They can't.
A relationship, yeah. A relationship isn't two people together. A relationship is the shit that you've built together, and you cannot. You're right. So you cannot. Yeah, your brain wouldn't let you do that. And because you said that, then I do rescind on my ex. It might be a narcissist or that or whatever. I take that back because she is in a thriving and loving relationship with somebody who loves her unconditionally, who she loves unconditionally. When we are together, we have, you know, we still have negative energy between us, and it'll probably always be there, but it doesn't. And it's funny that you said this, because the most wonderful woman in the world said this to me today when I had a conversation. It just wasn't a favorable conversation with my ex-wife today. But she said, Wayne, you know that it's probably not about you. It's about them. So give them grace. Understand, like me, I have the shitty things about me, but because I'm vocal about them with the people that I love, everybody, you know, you guys know when I get the way I get, why and that it has nothing to do with you. So wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, and a good thing to know, or at least to, you know, try to understand, because I still try to understand, is that when someone is screaming in your face, hypothetically, total hypothetical situation, someone is screaming in your face, doesn't matter what it's about. It's not about you. It's about them and how they're processing whatever information or thoughts they're having in their head, right? So it's interesting. It's like, when someone gives me an opinion, whatever it is, the first thought I have to myself is this: I'm going to listen to what this person says, and then I'm literally probably going to erase it from my brain. Because the only time that anyone is allowed to give me their fucking head what I should be doing is if I ask. That's it. And that was something that whole thing right there was something that has happened in my past with people in my life. And I don't want to get into specifics, but that just, I had to move. And I'm talking serious stuff, like serious things that they would come at me with, like, listen, man, like I think, and after a while, I just be like, you get the fuck out, just fucking walk away. I don't care if you're a friend, a lover, I don't care. You just go, just fucking go. I can't tell, yeah, it's interesting, man.
That's a fucking superpower in its own right, man, to be able to put those people out and be like, listen, you're not serving me. I'm done with you. You know, it's funny that everything about us as human beings, every single thing, the wars that are going on, the hate, the racism, the all the problems that we have in society, everything could all be stopped if one person or whoever's involved in it just makes a choice, a conscious choice to not concern themselves with all of it. One human being right now, one human being has the power to stop what has killed over 100,000 people. The president, or Vladimir Putin, could literally go, you know what? I make not a good, you know, and boom, it's over. It'll never be over.
Too much pride. It's too much pride.
Ego.
Talk about a narcissist, dude. Too much pride, ego, all that shit.
Oh, Alex. I'm gonna end my part on this note. I have one more question for you. I'm serious. I could not end it. I could not end this. Calm down.
Yeah.
Breathe.
I'm excited.
I had a really serious conversation with my girlfriend last night.
Okay.
And I want to know what your thoughts are, because I have a lot of trust in you and the listeners. I really want you guys to chime in and let me know your thoughts on this, because I know, as you know, she says sometimes, she's like, you don't know your own strength. And I was like, yeah, I'm strong. And and at the end of the day, we want to feel safe with our partner. and we want to feel
Mhm.
protected by our partner. For example, if we were having a quiet night at home watching Below Deck Mediterranean or 90 Day
Jesus Christ.
Fiance or something like that,
Fuck me.
and
Fuck that.
and a home
Mhm.
intruder comes in, it kicks in the door, I'm going to protect Kelly. I will fucking fight to the death.
Yeah.
If the house is on
Yep.
fire, I will fight to the death to save her.
Mhm.
But the second that the earth is done and there's a zombie apocalypse, I'm shooting myself and she's on her fucking own.
What? What? Well, all of a sudden you're just leaving. That's it.
No,
You're just like, fuck it, I'm done.
No, I can't. This goes back to the episode where I talked about my fear of bugs. Zombies are a whole nother, and your wife has fought zombies before, so she can resonate.
That's
with me.
on TV, Wayne.
It does not.
That's not.
It's the fear of the Walking Dead until